Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I'm the host of the Transformational Soul Show. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you here this evening. And I want to say welcome to everyone, who is showing up right now. And welcome to all of you that will be watching the replay. So I hope everyone's having a good week. Today is the last day of March, and tomorrow starts a brand new month, April 1st. And spring is just, everything is starting to bloom and come alive, and the weather's warming up, and it's just a great time for new beginnings. So keep that in mind, with everything that you come in contact with in the next couple of weeks, with all of the messages that you get in the next couple of weeks, because, the angels are telling me that they are really communicating with everyone, like on a massive level now. And it's really important to be mindful and to recognize, when you are receiving those messages. So before the show, I did pull a couple of cards. And the first one is from the Rebecca Campbell deck, Work Your Light. And this card is absolutely beautiful. And this is the inner, I believe it's inner temple. Yes. And it says, it's all about devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. And I thought it was so interesting that I drew this card today, because when I woke up this morning, I had like this enormous energy just swirling around my heart chakra, like all morning up until like early this afternoon. And, what I felt like was something's working in there and helping my heart chakra to expand. So when I pulled this card, I thought that was really interesting, that the angels are wanting us to tune into the portal of our heart. And that's where the love comes from, and a lot of our inner knowing. So it's really important to us to be able to keep that chakra clear and moving in the right direction. And, there's a lot of ways you can do that. For one thing, you can just imagine your heart chakra and visualize it in your mind and send it lots of love. And while you're doing that, watch it expand. And it will. And you will actually be able to physically feel it. And that's a beautiful thing. So, interestingly, the other card that I pulled was from the Archangel Oracle cards from Doreen Virtue. And this was Archangel Raziel. And he is talking about clairvoyance. And he says, I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. So again, it's about the love. And what is heavenly love? Heavenly love is your unconditional love. What's unconditional love? That's loving without expecting anything in return, without regards to, you don't love someone because they have brown hair. You love them because you love them, and you love them no matter what. And that's unconditional love. There's no conditions on the love that you give away. And so this angel is telling us, that our spiritual sight, and he's talking about our heart fully awakening. So that was quite, pretty cool how it correlated with the other card that I pulled. So I thought that was really interesting today. And once I started sitting with this energy today, because I've had a ton of massive energy in this last week that just comes like in waves. And sometimes, it can be overwhelming, but I went outside, grounded myself a bit, and it really helps to, I guess, not sure how to word this, but it really helps to like cement the energy. You know, it keeps it from being too strong here and too low there. So it's not like, you know, you're riding on a roller coaster. It keeps it more at an even level pace. So, so that really helped me. And, you know, you can find ways that help you as well. And of course, meditation is a great way to open up that heart chakra. Now, last week, I gave you guys a challenge, and that challenge was to make a new connection, expand your spiritual family. And that could be, that could be through something in person. You know, I don't know what your situation is, if you're staying home, you know, all the time, or if you go out and socialize, you know, everybody's different. So it could be that, or social media. So if you went ahead and you, you know, accepted that challenge last week and you did one of those things, then please put it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. That would be awesome. So if anyone would like a card this evening, just go ahead and, you know, put that also in the comments. I hope everybody's week has been going good. So I've been doing a free reading giveaway like every week, you know, for the past few weeks, and I'm going to continue to do that. But for the month of April, since April is my birthday month, I am going to give away 2 different sessions. One is going to be a reading and one will be an energy session. So I thought that would be kind of fun. And, you know, I'm going to come up with some different ways to get you to participate to win. You know, instead of just picking a number all the time, because I know after a while we do it all the time and it's going to get boring. So I thought we could change it up next week, because that'll be April, and then we'll see how that goes. And so that'll be every week during the month of April. Sorry, I dropped my cards. And awesome, Richard said he reached out to Robin. That is awesome. I'm very proud of you, Richard. So, you know, it's just so, sometimes it can be very intimidating. You know, sometimes it can be a little, I don't really want to say scary, but, you know, sometimes we hesitate doing these things for one reason or another. And it doesn't really benefit us to do that. We need to just try to get, I think it's our mind and our ego is the one that stops us from trying to do these things. And if we could just get that out of the way and step around it, then we would just have our spirit and our love guiding us. And it would make it so much easier. So, sorry, my little baby here is crying about something for baby. Okay. She likes to be in here while I'm doing my show, but I think when she starts getting a little too warm, she wants out of my room. So, gave her a treat to suffice her. Should be good for a while. So, Richard, I would love to pull a card for you. And let's see what the angels want you to know today. And then I have a little story to tell you guys about something that happened to me this. Okay, Richard, you've got the life review card. And this card has been coming up a lot lately when I've been doing these readings. Archangel Jeremiah says, take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So I think that this is coming up for a lot of people for a reason. You know, it's not a coincidence. I think this is a time in being here on this earth, you know, that this is something humanity needs to be doing. Taking a look back, seeing where we came from, seeing how far we have come. And it will help us to see how much farther, we need to go. As we set those goals and, to see where we want to be on our spiritual path. Now, a lot of the time it is, it just kind of, we follow it along blindly. But other times, we can take a turn here or a turn there. And if you do, that's because it's part of your path. So don't ever feel like you're going to be lost. Don't ever feel like, don't ever feel like you took the wrong turn or you went in the wrong direction. That's not possible. Everyone's path is unique to themselves. Okay. Everyone's path is unique to themselves. And, where I may be on my path and where you may be, they don't have to be, identical. They don't even have to be close. I came here for one reason, you came here for another. So we're not going to have the same path. That wouldn't make much sense, if we both had the same path, even though we had different goals. So everyone does have their own individual path. And sometimes, life can take us to so many places we never thought we would be. And that's because that's where we were meant to go. I believe that nothing happens by chance, that every single thing happens for a reason. And I've always believed that. And sometimes I don't always know what the reason is, but eventually, somewhere down the road, I usually end up seeing what that reason was. So the same is true for you. Think of a situation in your life and you think, wow, why did that happen to me? Or why is this happening to me? But then, maybe a year later, you look back on it and you see how much you grew out of that situation or that relationship. And you see what a change it made for you. Then you can see why that happened and how it was supposed to happen and all be part of your path. So I just think it's so beautiful when you can, look back and see that and make that connection. It makes it seem so much more worthwhile. Well, Richard, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. And to all of you watching on YouTube, we do have the super chat super sticker feature available. You must be logged in to participate, and it must be during the live show. But we're not going to leave out the Facebook watchers because you can donate on Facebook via Venmo. So that can be done during the show or during the replay. So that's a little bit different than the YouTube. So Tiffany put that info up there for you guys. And a few weeks back, I had told you guys that I had this mug that I was going to send to whoever I got my first Venmo from. So that offer is still good, so you know. And let me grab it right here so you can see it. It's really pretty. It says Free Spirit on it. And so that's available to the first Venmo donation. And these donations are wonderful. They keep our show on. They help us to continue to do what we do. It helps me to continue to do giveaways. So I greatly appreciate that. And I also like to shout out to ICU Dr. Lauren Love, the ICU nurses, technicians in the greater Boston area that made a very generous donation. And they have sponsored all of the shows on Goldylocks Productions for the months of March and April. So thank you so much, everyone. It's truly appreciated. And I'd also like to thank Lynn for her generous donation that I received through my PayPal this morning. So you guys are really... Sarah is here, I believe. I saw her name popping up. So if you're here, please say hi, because otherwise I don't know you're here. I only know if you comment. And Richard said that loving, let's see. Sarah says hello. Hello, hello, Sarah. Richard's been learning about his leadership skills. Well, that's really awesome. Now, is that through like work, or is that, in your personal life, and it's amazing, no matter how far we get in life, we might think that we know so much, but we can always learn something new. And, you're never too old, anyone, and I'm not saying this to anyone specific, but a lot of people, that old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's so not true. There's not a day I've lived on this earth that I have not learned something. And a lot of times it's something about myself. And that's always fun. I mean, I constantly surprise myself with things that I didn't know about myself. And I know that probably sounds really silly, but the more that I have been able to peel away all those layers of who I thought I was and who other people told me to be, when I figured out who I was, I'm always learning something new about myself. So that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. And I see Linnell has joined us. Hi, Linnell. So Linnell and Sarah, we were talking about the challenge from last week, and it was to put yourself out there and make a new friend or meet someone new, expand your spiritual family. So if either of you have, accepted that challenge last week, then go ahead and put that in the comments. No pressure. If you didn't or you don't want to share, that's fine too. I know not everyone likes to, share information about themselves, but if either of you would like a card, I would be happy to give you a card. And even this evening now, I can still feel that energy swirling around my heart chakra. It's just pretty, it was very, very strong earlier today. And now it's kind of moved around in my body a little bit more. So it feels a little more comfortable. But I did want to tell you a story. So I'm in a couple of spiritual reading type groups on Facebook. And something just drew me to go on there the other night. And I posted that I would do 10 angel card readings, the first 10 people. And I honestly, before I think I even hit send, my phone was going ping, 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 because everybody always wants a reading. I always do too. And usually, and things like that, though, I'm a little bit too late to the party and I miss out. And, that always kind of bums me out. So I looked on there and I started doing them right away, because I knew it was probably going to take me a little while to take a picture of the card and send it and then tell them what information I got and stuff. So I had told them I would do 10. I ended up doing 33. And it was so much fun. It just went very quickly. And the information was just coming through really fast, and it was just amazing. And then I went back and I commented, on their comments and stuff. And it was a really good experience for me, because I've never done something like that before. But I just had to read for all the ones that commented. For me, and I don't know what kind of quirk this is about me, but that's if I get a text message from someone and I don't respond, it'll drive me crazy. I don't like feeling like that's undone or unresolved or whatever. But it was a lot of fun. There was so much energy that night, which I've continued to feel ever since. So that was pretty exciting. So that was a huge step outside of my comfort zone. And I hope you guys are continuing to, keep incorporating the stuff that we do every week. Not just for the 1 week, but to keep and incorporate it into your lifestyle. Doing something to step outside of your comfort zone. The self-care, self-care has been coming up for me this week with a lot of people. And I think it's just because, we tend to put ourselves last all the time. And that's just not a healthy way to be or a healthy place to be. So let's see here. Got some messages here. Okay. Okay, Richard says, I asked Kristen, a manager is helping me after I asked her. Oh, that's awesome. And look at you guys all giving each other hugs and communicating. That's so sweet. Sarah says, I grew as far as meeting new people because I've been talking with many people with having virtual parties. Oh, well, that's nice. That's really cool, putting yourself out there like that. And it's so wonderful when we can make a new connection and expand our spiritual family. I mean, we have an amazing spiritual family right here. And something's tickling my nose. And, I always look forward to the time we get to spend together every week. I love you guys. I think you're all amazing. I'm so grateful that each and every one of you are here. And let's see. One else says, I spread out a bit with a good friend. Let's see. I spread out a bit with a good friend. It was a very good share with forward healing. Oh, that's wonderful. And Richard loves petting doggies. I guess you guys can hear my doggie in the background. I apologize for her whimpering. She's not in pain or anything. She just wants out of my room because energy's starting to, I think, freak her out a little. But can't exactly open the door right now. So she's going to have to wait. Okay. The note says, it was very nice. Thanks for the good feelings again. Oh, yeah. Thanks. Oh, that's awesome. You guys are doing really well. Is everybody ready for summer? Well, I know here in Texas, we will have spring for like a week, and then all of a sudden it'll just be in the hot summer. However, I went outside this morning and it was beautiful, didn't need a jacket or anything. Then I went outside this afternoon again, and somehow it turned really chilly. Don't know what that's all about, but maybe we'll see tomorrow if it warms up a little bit. I'm not a person who likes cold weather. My body physically doesn't like cold weather. I don't like it super hot either, but I would take the heat over the cold any day. So you can just imagine when we had that winter storm, and it was, I don't know, the wind chill was like below zero or something. That that was really difficult. Here, maybe. So, okay. So Sarah says she would love a card. Awesome. I would love a card for you too. And Sarah, what do the angels want you to know? Well, I can tell you that you're amazing. Let's see what they have to say. Okay, you received the counselor card. And this is Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So now you don't actually have to be like a therapist, but I feel like you are one that people know they can go to when they need a shoulder to cry on, or to vent, or they have a problem and they need someone to talk to. I feel like you're that person. And there's a lot of people that you don't even realize, Sarah, that look up to you. And you never let them down. You're always there for them. And just make sure that as you are being all of that for someone else, that you're being that for yourself too. Make sure you listen to yourself when you need something, whether it's something physical or, emotional, spiritual, mental, listen to yourself too. And tell yourself loving words. A lot of times, like we'll do something and say, oh my God, I'm so dumb. Or we don't want to say words like that. I'm not saying that you do, but I'm just saying, that's just made me think of this. Because, our body listens to everything that we say. And negative words create a negative environment for our body. So, and that can, all the way around, you get that negativity going, and that is just not good. Extreme negativity can cause a lot of problems in, can cause a lot of problems for you physically. It can cause problems on every level. So just know that all those people that you are, helping, that come to you, they are being so blessed by you. So thank you so much for that. And I see Dr. Lauren Love is here. She says, blessings all. Ruth, seems like your sweet doggy wants to give us a reading tonight. Yes, she probably would love to. And I will tell you, a few weeks ago on one of the other shows, Stacy Erickson was having people, you could send in questions about your animals. She was doing animal readings. So I sent her a picture of my dog and a couple questions. And she told me that my dog's very happy. She loves her life, and that we are connected at the heart. And I can tell you that when she said that, I got a chill, because I can totally see how that's true. That dog, I can't leave the room, but that dog does not follow me. She's always wanting to just sit in my lap, and she's just the happiest little girl. And I'm very grateful to have her. But now that Dr. Lauren is here, I would just like to say one more time, thank you to ICU Dr. Lauren Love and all of the ICU nurses and technicians in the greater Boston area for their very generous donation. They have sponsored all of the Goldylocks Productions shows for the months of March and April. So thank you very much. We are very blessed. And that's very generous. We really appreciate it. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, Sarah. And let's see. Okay, Sarah says, thank you. I was ready for bed last night, and a friend needed me, so I stayed on video chat with him until I knew he was okay. I'm so thankful it's helping them. Oh, it is. Yes, very much so. And, it's really nice that they have someone like you that they can turn to. That's just absolutely wonderful. And not only is it blessing them, but by you sharing this gift of yours, it's blessing you as well. And, it's always nice to be able to help someone out. It makes you feel good. It lifts your energy, and it lifts your vibration, and all of that. So, it's helping you, and it's helping them. And I've read before, or I heard this before, that when you bless someone else, you also bless yourself. So by doing these things for others and sharing your gifts, you are blessing them and blessing yourself. So it's a win-win situation, which is fantastic. And let's see, Dr. Lauren Love. Okay, so it looks like it. See if anyone else would like a card, please let me know. So the subject of karma has come up a few times for me this week. So I saw where someone had asked someone else if they believed in karma. Someone asked you, do you believe in karma? And what does karma mean to you? I myself believe karma is what you put out, you get back. I mean, that's pretty simple. So if you put out positive energy, you're not going to get back exactly the same thing. Like say you gave someone $100 that really needed it. That doesn't mean someone's going to give you $100. But the energy of the action that you put out there and the intention, that's what's going to come back to you. So if you're having really negative thoughts and doing really like negative things towards other people, I believe that comes right back to you. And, you know, for me, it's really hard to conceive that it's not true. I mean, I've known people in my life, like when I was younger, that, you know, they would do something absolutely horrific. And you would think, man, I can't wait till karma catches up with them. I really hope I'm around to see it. Most of the time we aren't, and we don't know how that karma comes back to affect them, but it really does. And of course, this one person in particular, many, many years later, I had heard about what their life had been like for the last 20 years. And let me tell you, karma hit them probably, 10 times over. So just, we need to continue to keep everything positive, high vibrations, nothing but love, love, love. And when you put out all that love, that's what's going to come back to you in one form or another. It might not be the exact form that you sent it, but that's what you're going to get back. And it doesn't matter if, someone else knows that you did it. You don't have to tell anyone. The universe knows, the energy knows. It knows exactly what to do and where to go and where to be. And I've known people too that, they do something nice for someone else and they can't wait to go and tell 30 people about what they did. The universe doesn't care. The energy doesn't care. If you have to go and tell 30 people about it, perhaps you didn't do it for the right reason with the right intention. So that sounds more of like an ego thing where you want the praise for doing it. But, maybe that's not always the case. I really don't know. But I really believe that what you put out there is what you're going to get back. So why not keep it, on the positive, on the up and up? And, it doesn't have to be all these big things in life. It can be the little things too. I mean, what about you go to the grocery store and you get to the checkout and they forget to scan something? Do you usually mention it or just not say anything because then you got it for free? Well, isn't that taking something that doesn't belong to you? Isn't it the same thing as stealing, in the eyes of the energy of the universe? I would think it would be. And, I wouldn't want that karma coming back on me. Even if it's something that's only $1, it doesn't matter. I mean, if your intention was to keep it knowing that you didn't pay for it, that's not a good positive intention, So name calling, a lot of times we, maybe get into an argument with someone and just call them a nasty name. And that puts out some really negative energy, not to mention the argument itself, but there's a way to have a conversation with someone if you disagree with that. And it doesn't, have to include yelling or calling each other, nasty names. You can't very well listen when, if you're yelling. So you're not going to be able to hear anything. You're not going to resolve anything. Okay, Dr. Lauren Love said, we thank you all so much. Well, you are very welcome. Okay. Dr. Lauren Love says, absolutely true, Ruth. Well, thank you. So, anyone else would like a card this evening, go ahead and let me know. And we will get that taken care of. And in a little bit, I will be doing a giveaway for a reading like I have the last few weeks. And I mentioned earlier in the show, I'm going to tell everybody again, since I see there's more people that have joined, starting in the month of April, which will be the next show, because tomorrow's April 1st, I'm going to be doing 2 giveaways a week. One is going to be for the card reading, and one is going to be for an energy session. So I thought that would be fun. And I'm going to come up with some creative ways for you guys to win that stuff. Something that'll make it a little more interesting. I thought I had come up with something when I was thinking about it this week, but course, I didn't write it down, so it's gone. So I have to figure out the best way to do it. But as for the reading for this week, I am going to go ahead and we are going to give that one away. And we are going to pick a number that I wrote down earlier. So if you can, just try and focus on, I will concentrate on the number and see if you guys can get it. Oh, thank you. I just remembered my fun way of doing it next week. Oh, good. That just popped into my head. So the number is going to be between 20 and 40. So the first one who gets that number, that will be for the free reading this week. And the reading does take about 45 minutes to an hour. And usually I do it via messenger because I like to be able to send pics of the cards and have, you know, that verbiage there that you can go back and look at. So, you know, if you would rather have it a different way, that would be up to you. Oh, and I'd also like to mention, last week, Sarah asked me that if you had a reading before and you still won, could you give it to someone else? And I said, sure. I think that was such a wonderful, kind idea. Okay, Sarah guessed 24. That is incorrect. So we'll see if we get any more, numbers. Let's see. And Dr. Lauren Love, number 11. Richard said 37. Nope. No, it's actually a number between 20 and 40, Lauren. Let's see. Super Space Cookie. No. Boy, getting close, though. So. And so while you guys are guessing some numbers, I'm going to pull a card for everyone. This is what I'm feeling guided to do. And that card would be a sensitivity card. And it says, it's Archangel Raziel, and she says, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Well, I can tell you that is very true for myself. I have been extra sensitive to energies. I've noticed I've been extra sensitive to smells, like when something's cooking or turn on the gas burner on the stove. I would swear there's a gas leak in the house. It feels that strong. Hey, Jan, I'm so happy you could be here. Jan, pick a number from 20 to 40. And I'm giving away a free reading. And so I've noticed a heightened, very heightened sense of smell and sound. I've noticed that, like before, there could be 20 different things going on in the room. And, you know, all the different sounds all over really didn't bother me. But now I've noticed I'm a lot more sensitive to that. So I'm wondering if that card was for me. So let's see. I'm sticking with 11. Oh, Dr. Lauren said 22. Well, nope, but you're very, very close with that one. So that was a really good card. Has anybody else noticed an increase in your sensitivities, maybe to food or to smells or sounds or maybe like tastes? Because I've definitely noticed that. 23. Dr. Lauren, look at that. 23. That is awesome. Congratulations. That's exciting. So Dr. Lauren was the winner tonight. Thank you guys all for playing. And next week, I'm going to come up with some fun things for the giveaways. And it's going to help you practice with your intuition. So that's going to be fun. Yes, Dr. Lauren, you got it. Yep, that's exciting. I'm happy. And that's really exciting. So yeah, I thought of, and I'm sure it wasn't my idea. I'm sure, angels put it there. But a couple of ways to pick the winner and help you guys work on your intuition at the same time. So that would be fun, I think. We'll see. So Sarah says, congratulations, Dr. Lauren Love. So how has everyone been doing out there? You know, with all this change going on, with all this incredible, enormous, unbelievable energy that's been, you know, just swirling around lately. Are you guys doing okay with that? Are you able to, you know, move the energy around a little bit in your body so it doesn't get stuck in one place? Because that can be just really uncomfortable. I mean, like physically uncomfortable. Like when I get energy stuck in my head, it like my head will really hurt. It'll give me like a bad headache, and then it'll go like down into my neck even. And but then if I can move that energy around, it really helps. It's kind of like, you know how like maybe you pull a muscle in your back and it's just on one side of your back, in your lower back, and so it hurts so bad all the time on that one side, but sometimes it'll shift and the pain will balance itself. That's what it reminds me of, because when you can balance that energy, it helps to shift everything. Sorry about that. She's not coming in here next week. Let's see. Lauren Love said, see, number 11, illumination helped. Yes, it did. Jan says, hearing birds move, super sensitive, get angry, unfortunately. Oh, don't do that. Don't get angry. Just think about this. I've noticed that too with some birds outside today. Actually, now that you mentioned it, I had forgotten about that. I think it's pretty cool because it gives you, when you have that heightened awareness, though, with what you can hear, I think that's like a really great step, you know, towards like your intuition and, you know, things like that. Don't let it get you angry. I know sometimes there can be like crazy loud sounds that, you know, make us want to scream. But, you know, if you can just try to go with it and maybe, you know, send some loving energy to your ears, to that whole area. A lot of loving energy, and it will help the sounds to not like hurt your ears, or, you know, if that's what they're doing. I'm really glad you mentioned that, Jen, because I had completely forgotten. I've had several experiences, over the last week where sounds have been changing, or I've like been hearing things that I don't normally hear. And I have to tell you, my ears have been ringing for, well, I wouldn't say ringing. I have like a tone and a vibrational energy that I can hear in my ears all the time. And lately, since I've been doing a lot more spiritual work, I've noticed the tone and the vibration is changing. It's like, I think what it is that I'm integrating it more into myself. Because sometimes it used to really drive me crazy, because when it was really quiet, it would be so loud that, you know, it was really hard to think. And I noticed today or yesterday that it's really changed a lot, and it has not changed all these years. So I'm pretty excited about that. I feel like that's a real positive for me. So, you know, we'll see if that continues. We'll see if it maybe goes away. And I know that a lot of times when we get those tones and vibrational sounds in our ears, that is downloads that we're receiving from the divine. But I don't think that's what mine has been like the whole entire time. But, you know, that's exciting too. So Jan says, work gets me cranky, working on calming. Well, Jim, are you still meditating? Because I know you were meditating there for a while. Because you know how much that helps. And taking those hot, relaxing baths can help you too. Wind down from a stressful day. And the Epsom salt in your bath is amazing. And I know you go walk on the beach a lot and spend some time out in nature, and that's a phenomenally great thing to do for yourself, for your own mental health, your spiritual health, and of course your physical health. Because being out there in the fresh air and walking around is great for you. So keep on doing that. That's awesome. And I know last week some of you were talking about some of the changes that you had made. And I was thinking about it, after the show and during the week. And, it's really hard. It can be very challenging to make a change in your life. It's one kind of challenge if it's just you, like say in your household and say you're wanting to eat totally different. But if you have a husband, wife, or children, then that makes it even more challenging. So I'm just, kudos to all of you who are doing that, who are making those changes, those positive changes in your life, who are stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing what they're guided to do. What they're guided to do. And, we are guided. And no one from the other side can tell us, hey, go do this, but they can guide you and lead you in that direction, but you got to take the steps and do it yourself. And we have so many people on the other side that are helping us every step of the way, whether it's a small problem we have or major life decision we need to make. Besides our army of angels, which I talk about all the time, we have tons of other people on the other side. We have our guides. We have, our loved ones that have gone before. We have ancestors for, who knows how many years back. They're all sitting there rooting for us. They want to see us succeed. They want to help us in any way that they can. And have you ever, like if you pray or you meditate or, you call on the angels, whatever it is that you personally do, when you do that, can you feel it? Can you feel the warm, unconditional love? Can you feel the energy with you and around you? Because it's amazing. And so many people right now are feeling all alone and lost, whether it's because of their spiritual awakening, they're at that dark night of the soul place and can't see past it right now, or they're one of the ones that are suffering a lot because of the pandemic. Whatever it is, you've got tons of people on the other side that are just waiting to help you. There's nothing like a big hug from one of the angels. I mean, you can feel their love just wrap around you and completely encompass you. And you'll know you're never alone. But I know a lot of people feel very lonely right now and feel very much alone. And that makes me really sad because you're not alone. But you probably don't know that yet. You probably don't realize it. You come home and sounds like my dog is talking. Yeah, well, she does sometimes try to, I'll tell you. This is the first time she's done this for so long when I was doing my show. But she's quite the character. But it's important to do what we can for others. You know, if you know someone who feels like they're all alone, or perhaps they live alone and, you know, they don't see anybody right now, you know, reach out to them. It's not gonna, you know, what harm is that gonna do? You know, sometimes people will say, well, you know, I don't know them, or, you know, I don't want to just start up a conversation. Why not? You know, why not? You know, if you're thinking about someone, they're probably thinking about you too. Give them a call, see how they're doing. You know, none of us, and this is one thing that, like, when I was younger, I didn't think about it the way I think about it now. But none of us know how long we'll be on this earth. None of us. You know, if this past year hasn't taught us anything else, I personally know of many people who have passed, lost family members or dear friends, not necessarily from the virus. It's been from many other, like multiple different things. And it's like, you know, the earth is purging itself or something. And, you know, it's time for like such a big group of people to leave all at once. It's just kind of blows my mind. But, you know, I've known several people, and that could be any one of us. You know, you could walk outside your door tomorrow and a tree could fall on you. You just don't know. So why take that for granted? You know, do the things that you've always wanted to do, but something always held you back. You've got nothing holding you back except your own fear and hesitation. And, you know, there is no such thing as fear. Fear is just a lie. You know, it really is. Because think about what it is that you really want to do, or where you really want to go, or whatever it is that you're thinking about. And what is it that you're afraid of? Are you afraid you're going to succeed? Are you afraid that you're going to do it and you won't like it, or someone will laugh at you? Who the heck cares? Who the heck cares what, I mean, don't care about what other people think. You know, you are the one that needs to be content with yourself. And it doesn't matter, you know, if somebody else likes you or doesn't like you, or, you know, if they think what choices you make are ridiculous. They have no right to say any of that because they're not you. You know, everything we do is unique to ourselves. So don't let other people rattle your cage when they say, oh, I wouldn't have done that. Well, no, you probably wouldn't, but I did. Because that's me and that's you. And, you know, think about all the different people you've known in your life. And there's probably a lot of things that they have done that like you would never fathom doing. And there's probably tons of things you did that they would never even, you know, consider. You know, we're all so different, but yet we're all so much the same. You know, on the inside, we are all the same. We are all one. We are all part of the same spark of divine love. And on the outside, you know, we all look a little different. In our humanness, we have, you know, many likes and dislikes. And sometimes it's nice to quiet that humanness and the ego and live more from the space of your heart chakra. You know, like we were talking about earlier, because love is all there is, and unconditional love is all that matters. You know, I've seen movies before where, like, you know, the kid doesn't go to the college the parents want them to, so the dad disowns, and part of me kind of would laugh at something like that because I thought it was so absurd. But because I've never witnessed, you know, love like that in my life, and I've always, you know, known my parents loved me no matter what I did in this world, they would always love me. And I feel like that about my children, of course. I don't really, I guess I'm really grateful and blessed that I was raised the way I was, because I've had friends whose parents weren't like that, and they never felt unconditional love. And, you know, that's a hard thing for me to fathom because I didn't know there was anything else. I thought that's just how it was, because that was my world. And of course, that's when I was younger. But as you get older, you see that, everyone's world is not the same as your world. We're all coexisting together, but our experiences are very different because we're all different. But we just need to keep spreading our love and kindness. You can just feel the energy of this earth, the vibration getting higher. You can just feel it everywhere. And that's from everything that all of you guys are doing. You're raising your vibration, which is raising the vibration of all of humanity. Keep sharing your gifts. Keep spreading your love. Keep doing, kind things for people and for yourself. Because don't forget, you can't put yourself last. Whatever you do for someone else, you should definitely be doing for yourself. Talk nice to yourself, treat yourself good. And, when you do something that you think, oh, I shouldn't have done that, don't beat yourself up over it. Let it be a learning experience, which is probably what it is. You might not see it that way when it happens, but, later down the road you will, and you'll see how that was all part of your journey. And, when something, like say we have a little section of our life, which maybe it's a year or two, and let's say we were not living our life the way we wanted to be, and we don't like to think about it much because we're embarrassed or ashamed or whatever. Don't be. Do you realize that if you wouldn't have lived that, you would not be the person you are today? You had to experience everything in your life that you've experienced so far in order to be who you are. And you're an amazing person. So why would you want to change any of that or have any kind of regrets? And, all these little things like, maybe you had a really bad relationship and you just think, oh, I can't believe I did that. Okay, well, when you look at this whole entire map of your life, that's going to be a little teeny tiny blip on that map. It doesn't really make a difference in the whole of your being or of your life. Sure, it made a huge difference when you were going through it, probably felt like forever. And hopefully, it taught you lots of lessons. And that's the important thing. You learn from all these lessons and you grow through what you go through. So, you should be spreading some flowers by now because, all of that stuff that's been mulling around in the dirt there. And, now that you're nurturing it and everything, it's just amazing what you can do that you probably don't even realize you can accomplish. But that's what you're here to do. We're all here to help each other on our journey. We're all here to spread the love and light and, bring others into our spiritual family. If someone is needing, excuse me, is needing some direction or some guidance, give them some. There was a time when you were needing it too, and you were really hoping someone would be there for you. So be that someone for somebody else. We all have something to teach and we all have something to learn. So make the most of doing that. So just keep remembering that. And don't let everything that we talk about each week, don't just put it away after the week. I'm really hoping you guys are incorporating this into your life, like the self-care and the reaching out to others and being good to yourself, because that is so important. So many people were not taught or brought up to believe that, you take care of yourself first. And so it's really hard to change those thought patterns sometimes, but it's so crucial to your good health. Looks like we're about out of time. So I just wanted to thank everybody once again for being here. I am so very grateful that you guys all showed up. I hope you have a really good week. And I'm not gonna give you guys a challenge this week, but I hope you will think about what I just said about, continuing these practices and incorporating them into your daily life. Because, think about how good you felt when you first did the challenges. And if you keep doing them every day, it's going to be phenomenal. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all your love and support. And I will see you next week. Bye.
This month broadcasting is sponsored by ICU Dr. Lauren Love, ICU nurses, technicians, and staff in the Boston area hospitals.